The N-word.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna explain this one for you guys. You guys
The
should know.
N-word. You guys should know what this word is.
we're not gonna say it.
And I am not talking about narc meal. That's not the N-word. Whoever narc meal is.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, the N-word. I agree. It's an offensive word. Do you guys agree that some people should be able to say it and some people shouldn't?
I think that question in itself is a very complicated one because society, hip hop culture and rap culture has made it very it's just it's become so socially acceptable in some scenarios but not in others, which is what makes it very very unique in the sense like why is it acceptable in some scenarios and only some people can use it, and then it's not socially acceptable when others do.
Yeah.
That in itself is a very because I can't think of a lot of words off the top of my head that also fit this very specific scenario.
No, I'd say anything that you would define as, I guess, racial slurs. Like if you are identified to a racial slur that you could use and no one else can use, like I'm a Polish person who can say Polak to other Polish people.
But I don't think
it's fine.
I don't think it's
but
used that's not viewed in the same
yeah,
light.
it's true.
And negative
it's not the same degree.
connotation that the word we're discussing is.
I totally agree with that. I think it's just more so that it's somehow a solidarity factor where even to me, we had a truck driver actually come in this week when we made jokes about it, where he's like, Wukash, because he read my name. He's like, Polak? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, wow, amazing. And he was like so happy to hear it. And the thing is, Polak, just so you guys don't, for those who don't know, some people find that as a racial slur where Polish people are allowed to say it to other Polish people, where anyone else who were to say it, I would be like, that's a racial slur, like that's offensive. Right? But I again, like I wouldn't find it as weight bearing as the N-word, where that word seems to be the breaking point in terms of degree of
of being racist.
Yeah, that's the ace. That's the big card for sure. Okay, so let me give it a little more context. Like this is a post I saw on Instagram, and it said that it was one of those ones where it was a bunch of slides. And the first one says, "When is it okay for a non-black person to say the N-word?" Slide number 2 is never.
Never.
Okay. Wow, interesting. Slide number 3 says, "Even when you're singing along to a song, it's not okay. You can't say the word." And then it proceeds to say like black people use it as camaraderie towards each other, whereas anyone else, it's automatically something racist. So let's dissect that a little bit first. First things first. Do you think it's okay to say the N-word when you're singing along to a song?
I personally do not. Now the reason
you
being
don't.
Is I substitute. I switch it to brother.
But brother. Is that not even more? Now you're just associating those two words together.
I think it's because as a white person, as someone who has the most targeted in this society nowadays, white people are targeted so much right now, is that it can go either way. I can say that, like, let's say I was put on karaoke in public and I say that word due to it, I can get mixed signals. I can get
they're not going to put that song on karaoke though.
No, so this is an exact situation that we had where we had a colleague of mine, and he is Bangladesh, and
he is Bangladesh.
Sorry, he's from Bangladesh. Sorry.
Oh.
And he was doing karaoke and he did a Drake song called Motto, and it's where
can you sing us the words?
It's the Motto brother YOLO, right? Like I'm supposed to brother, obviously, and he was saying it, and there was one black guy in the crowd who said, "Yo, man, it's all good, just say the word," and the other one was like, it's like, so to me, it's your target audience. It's and this is where it's like, always know your audience, okay, regardless of the word. But like, to me, it's you want to be, if you're in public, be cautious.
Here's where I'll challenge that.
Yeah.
Who was it? I think it was Kendrick Lamar. I liked the guy before. I'll be honest, I think he's a big piece of shit now. Piece of shit.
Big take.
And here's why. He was at a concert, or he was performing at a concert. I'm pretty sure it was Kendrick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Kendrick Lamar.
This will be very, very racist. Not.
No, it is. I'm almost certain it is. I know, right?
Holy shit!
This is why I think he's a big piece of shit. He's performing at a concert and he pulls a white girl up on the stage. hands her the mic and says, "Fucking sing the song, baby girl." And she's singing
Oh.
his song, and she starts saying the N word because he says the N word in his songs, and then immediately the crowd starts booing her and shit. And he takes the mic from her. He's like, "Yo, no, 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 you can't say that and stuff." And he just shames this girl in front of everyone there. I was like, "You're a big fucking loser for that because you made these songs. You made these songs,
Yes,
and
if I as
you
a
called
fan
her up
can't
to
enjoy
sing
it,
that song." Yeah, like why are you making songs?
You set up for failure.
You set her up for failure. Like
Yeah.
you're a piece of shit for that. So that's where I say if the artist released a song with a word in it, everybody knows
is then
that every song is gonna get sung along to by somebody.
yeah.
And if you're so you have two ways to go about it: is you make songs that you say, "I don't care who sings along to this," by all means, or you're making songs for specific groups of people, and that's not okay.
Yeah, I agree.
It's almost
'Cause
like
then it's like
at that
it's like
point you did
reverse
targeting.
discriminatory. Because then you're
Not
not
reverse. That's not reverse.
Sorry,
That-
yeah, it's
that is
it's
discriminatory.
yeah, because it's not inclusive of everyone.
You brought up a white girl knowing she was going to fail, and you basically caused like you targeted her for racism because you
Realistic.
made her sing a song that would intentionally make her look bad. She looked bad, then you targeted her. To me,
Exactly. That's
Yo,
fucked up.
you are
Listen,
part of the
listen,
problem.
listen.
Like
I need
that's
to-
where racism is.
I need to call this quick. I had to take a leak, bro. I should have went.
Go.
I
Just
I
go.
should've
Shut
went-
up.
Go,
Just
go,
shut up.
guy,
and
don't
go.
tell us about it. Just go.
Just-
Don't tell us about it. Just go.
man. Just go.
Get out of here.
This should be illegal.
Can't
This should
we
be
go to the
illegal.
washroom?
Go.
Can't we-
Go.
I don't know.
Uh,
Can you?
Ow.
Oh.
Oh shit! This guy got me.
Oui, j'allais à la
Guys,
toilette,
we
s'il vous
fucking
plaît.
got him. Guys, we got him.
This guy removed his camera. Was he gonna pee in the middle of his room?
What the fuck? What the hell was that?
Um,
Anyways,
Yeah. Sorry.
So-
So go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. What I was gonna say is,
Go in.
one of the big arguments that they make now is again that black people use it together towards each other as camaraderie, whereas anybody else intentions don't matter at all, and it's automatically racist. Now, by automatically putting the intentions of another person based on their race into something is racist in itself.
Agreed.
Now, the second thing is they make this argument that they're taking the power away from the word, and that's why only black people can say it and no one else can say it, is because they're taking the power from it. Now,
Okay.
that's not equality, and that's not taking power. You're looking for superiority at that point, and that's fine if you sell it as that. But you're playing tit for tat. You're not playing equality game at this point.
So-
Now, let's go on.
I was gonna say, if you ever put any word out there in a context that only a group can use, that is discriminatory or
Exactly.
racism. If it's
Absolutely.
identified to a race, it's racism. If it's identified to a gender, it's called sexism. There's words for these things, and if you were to say only this group can say that, that's discriminatory. Only
100%.
this race can say that, it's racist. I
Yeah.
can't believe it's taken such a mind toll on society saying, hey, we approve that only this race or sex or anything
Mhm,
can
mhm.
say a certain word as a
Mhm.
solidarity purpose, as you're saying, camaraderie. I slurred that word super hard. That is in itself discriminatory, and
Well-
it's a problem. It's a problem.
Well, so I mean, yes, and the other thing too is if you really wanted to take the power away from the word, if you really wanted to, there are two ways you could do it. Well, no, if you want to take the power away from the word, everyone should be able to say the word, and there should be no cringe or chill up your spine or someone getting pissed off. It should be another word. It should be the same as me saying spaghetti.
I don't even know her.
I barely even know her. No one react. Okay, well, people might react to spaghetti because they might get hungry. But I'm just saying is, if everyone says the word and no one treats it with this weight, now you've taken the power from it. When you don't get upset, you've taken the power from it. The other thing too is, if by their definition they've taken the power from the word by only black people being able to use it and white people aren't allowed to use it, and it then gains its power again when white people use it. You're now saying white people carry the power and reinstate that power by using it. So you're racist in your own beliefs by your own definition.
So I think a big problem though is that, and speaking now, I'm not speaking on behalf of all white people, is that even you'll
That's a
see
bold
clips
take, bro.
of other white people specifically using it to target as hate. And to me, it's like, it's not the
Yes.
word that's the problem there.
It's the connotation.
It's the
and
it's
context.
the way that they're saying it for the reason they're saying it.
Agreed.
That is the issue. Of course, since there is already, as Lee was saying, that predetermined camaraderie there, of course, people are going to find it more offensive than usual if you were to call someone a basic insult. But it happens to be from a race that's different. Now, me as a white person, I obviously do not say it. But if I were to, there's obviously a different note than it is to someone who's black to say it, right? So
I mean, sorry,
Like
go
I
on,
was gonna say, how many folks, not in a public setting, do you think use the term in the same light that the black community would consider it acceptable amongst each other when there's not a public spotlight on folks? Like I'm sure there's a ton of people who do. Who
yeah,
would
now
be like,
Matt, you'd be able to help me out with this one. There's like sometimes you really can't hold it against them. There's this one Kanye West song that starts with "This N word kept his soul from the devil." What song is that? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I actually don't think he says that.
What does he say? He said I swear he says
no,
that.
he says that. He said that for sure.
It's like a clip, but before the song. It's not Kanye saying it, but it's like a
Yeah,
it's like a sample
Oh,
from
It's
some
a
kind
sample.
of.
I'm normally
Yeah.
good with these two.
Either way, my point is, if we ever find that, we'll put it on our Instagram or something. But I'm saying that thing is so catchy. I say that in my head over and over again because it's just so catchy. Like, can you shit on someone for really saying that? Like, you put it in the song and you know it was damn good. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Now,
So-
go on.
No.
What I was gonna say is to kind of sum everything up. The fact that people get or think there is a limit as to what you can say. Again, you're being naive to there being conflict in the world. Sometimes there's conflict, and what I think is interesting. One of the things I want to touch upon throughout the podcast, and I'll get to it now, is specific examples like in the MMA community and like in these fight organizations. These people are gonna go fight, and in the lead up, in the press conference and stuff, someone might say something offensive, and the news is all over. They're like, he said this, that's racist, whatever it may be. And what I think is really bizarre about that is like, okay, everyone is on board for this guy smashing the other guy in the face with his shin.
But the words he
dear,
says.
But dear God, please don't hurt his feelings. Dear God,
Yeah.
that's too much.
Yeah.
Like what? Like if I'm getting into a confrontation with someone, my goal is
to get under their
piss
skin.
them off. I want to
need-
get on skin.
yeah,
Like there's
yeah,
no holds
You
barred.
got to say what hits home. You got it.
Now that being said, is when I'm really trying to hit home. This is why I think it's interesting. I'm not saying you're not allowed to. I'm not invalidating it, but I think it's interesting when people get so offended by racial remarks because you're so much bigger than that. You're so much more than your skin color. Like if I really wanted to hurt you, if I really want to get you, I'm making it personal. Like your skin color is too broad. Your
Yeah,
skin
because-
color,
yeah,
there are
to
billions
agree.
of people with your skin color. That's too weak. If I want to get you, I'm getting you and something that I know you're insecure about.
You know what's funny is that kind of bouncing off that, dovetailing off that topic, is that there's so many times where someone has tried to come at me with, you filthy pierogi, you dirty Polak. Like
no way. Someone's
as a
someone
Polish
has
person,
called you a filthy pierogi.
yeah, I think it was in high school, but
No, it's not.
either way, if I were to find that offensive, to me it's almost like it's a joke. Like you say that and I almost laugh because to me it's like, is that you literally went so far out of what could have been a good diss to this stupid little diss.
Yeah, it's
That is so typical. Like you think I haven't heard that before? You think I didn't expect that? Like, oh wow, what a good diss. Like diss me all you want. Like profile me all you want on my
Dirty
background. and stuff like
pierogi.
that. It doesn't to me, it doesn't hurt me. Like to me, if I were to be hurtful by that, and I've seen other Polish people get hurtful by that, it's like, dude, like you own that, because to me it's kind of funny. Like I'm a Polish person and I can make light of that situation. It's a joke. It's really nothing. For me to find that offensive, it almost seems like there's like something under my skin that's an issue rather than the word itself. If you get offended by the simple fact of someone pronounces a word, someone throws a word at you, literally a sound effect at you, and it bothers you enough to make you rage, ruin your whole life, willing to go to jail for this, start an altercation, like, you know what, like that's on you. Like you own that issue. That's an underlying issue. If someone uses literally a sound effect to get under your skin and it's that simple, man, like I don't know.
I'm glad you said that because this is one of the I saw a bunch of comments in that whole the when are non-black people allowed to say the N-word post on Instagram. I saw a lot of comments where people would say, hey, this doesn't stop you from saying it, you're allowed to say it, but get ready for the consequences that come with it.
Right.
insinuating physical violence. And I agree with you entirely. Is that if outside of threats and very specific calls to action, if someone says something and you use that as justification to inflict physical violence, you are weak as fuck. You're weak. You're pathetic. You need to do some self-reflecting for sure. One of the things I want to touch upon that one of my coworkers said is he was saying if the word is in the dictionary, it has been voted upon and deemed by everyone that it is a real word, and everyone should be able to say real words, and it should be free range there. And I thought that was
Okay.
true. I said, okay, if it's in the dictionary and everyone agrees on it, sure, everyone should be allowed to say it. But where I argued that was on the opposite side is words that aren't in the dictionary, you shouldn't be offended by at all because it's not even a real word. Right?
That's-
Like
that's
if I
true.
said Gooba Gaba and you got pissed off at that,
How
it's like,
could
bro,
you?
Oh, whoa,
How
whoa,
could you?
whoa. Kubugaba. The
sorry,
forbidden word.
sorry.
Voldemort.
Bro, if we're not getting shut down, that's the one that's
That's
gonna
the one
That's
that
the nail
we
in the
should-
coffin.
We just broke the camel's
Yo,
back.
if we
Fuck
got
could
banned
you
by
s-
Gubu Gaba, I'd take it. No problem.
Insane.
No problem.
Yeah, I'd take that. I'd take that with pride.